আপনার গানটাকে শ্রুতিমধুর রেখে আম লেখা কিংবা গাওয়া এটার প্র্যাকটিস করছে। সেটা কিনা আমাদের জন্য ভালোই। আম আমি সানির কাছে চলে যাব। সানি আজকে আমাদের অতিথিকে আপনাদের সাথে ইন্ট্রোডিউস করে দেবে। আর আমরা সময় না নেই। কারণ বকবকালে আমি সারাক্ষণই বকবকাতে পারবো। আপনারা সবাই জানেন আমার সানি, আমার better half, he talks less, but I do all the talking. So I guess he doesn't get to talk, that's why. But I'll let him talk today. He's going to introduce us, our guest for today. Let's find out who it is.
হ্যাঁ, শ্রোতা বন্ধুরা, আমাদের প্রতি শনিবারের মতো আমাদের শো শুরু হচ্ছে আজকে। একটু বিহাইন্ডে ছিলাম, সো সরি বিকজ অফ দ্য ওয়েদার আই গেস। শ্রোতা বন্ধুরা, আজকে শোটি হবে একটু ডিফারেন্ট টু ফোকাস অন আওয়ার কমিউনিটি। As you know that election time, and some of our very close people is running for different position. But again, we have some people today, so we just want to basically, as a community work, we just want to introduce you some of the candidate here, and they are with me in the studio this hour, and another person will be in the next hour. So we're just gonna talk and give you the details, but at the end of the day, it's your call. You pick the right people to vote, and one thing you have to remember: if you don't vote, you don't have right to complain. So must vote, and your vote matters. Don't say that your vote is not matters and local election is not matter. To me, is the local election more important than national election, because local people make the decision for you, your children, your school district. So I always say that you have to go out and vote. And I am gonna actually bring a person who is running a position, and I will have him say, I mean, I will not say the wrong way, because it's very details, it's position, local election. So I will welcome Alex in our studio today, and he is running some education position, but I'll let him tell you the exactly position, how you can vote, when is the, that early vote already started. Very nice weather outside, not at least hot, right? So you can go vote, and you don't have to wait in the line. So Alex, welcome to our studio. Go ahead and give yourself a couple of minutes for our audience.
For your introduction, Alex, I got to tell you something about Alex before he comes on the night. I've been seeing him in the community in different meetings, different things, and even when he comes in to do stuff for our mosque in Allen, I have seen him his how he wanted to be there for, doesn't matter, it's his position or it's his thing that he has to take care or something, but he's there for everything all the time. So to me that matters a lot, because you don't really only look in your interest, that what you're going to be benefit from, but you're there always. So here's Alex.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And thank you so much for having me here. And thank you for the kind introduction. I'm Alex Cornwallis. I'm running for the Texas State Board of Education for the District 12. Now, what this position does is that this position sits on top of all the school boards, and then all the instructions that your teachers receive comes in from there. All the books that your children receive or study will come in from there. So this position is quite important. This is a government position. So you will see me in the ballot when you go in November 8th. That's the last final day, but there's actually early voting going on right now. And I will say a little bit more about this position, how important this is. This position makes sure that your children gets the best education possible. And all those are financed by your taxpayer money, from your money. So you have to have a say in that. So in this position, there's an additional task that there is. They teach the cultural aspect of it. So as a Bangladeshi American myself, I want to make sure that I represent our voice in there. I want to make sure that my children receive some sort of cultural education that is set to my background. And that is why this position is very, very important, not just in the academic part, but also in the cultural aspect of it. And then the final aspect of it is that that position will determine your tax rate. So all the property taxes that you're paying, you want your education, you want your money's worth back through your children or through a proper society where you can live in.
So, yeah, just recently I heard that there's things going on that were school district, school board, it's doing where, like, say, some of the students from East Side can go to different schools. Something like that is happening. So, what is your thought into it?
Sure. Well, the reason there's a migration of students from there is because there's a lack of facility in one place, or there is some sort of lacking in there. Either it could be transportation, it could be some sort of financing on the program. So the students from one segment is not getting that facility, so they have to go to the other segment. One of the main reason I'm running for, it's to bring in equity, which means that you would give resource to schools or districts that does not have the money. Now, people that are running those positions right now, they're hardcore white supremacists. So one of the major problem there is that they make sure that enough money does not go to school district, which has a lot of community of color. They want to make sure it goes to in certain places. So the problem that you've seen, the migration, is a way of compensating for whatever they have done. But I want to fix it at the root. I want to make sure that all the schools receive the money and the resource and the program they need. So you do not need that migration to happen.
Yeah, because obviously when this migration thing is happening, a lot of people are in the different areas. They're not happy about it because, certain people bought a house in this area because of this reason or whatever the reason is. And now it is going to change.
Absolutely.
It is going to affect some of the, especially elementary schools, gets affected more. Would you be? Agree with that? That elementary school gets more affected by this type of decisions because elementary school, where your kids' roots starts, where they actually learn to build themselves, and those are the one like if you think about it, like in Allen. Where we at. We don't have much high school. We only have one high school. We're pretty lucky. We only have one 9th grade. Like whole Allen goes to one. We only have three middle school. So all these different middle schools are kind of based on the areas that you live in, right? So since the migration is happening when the elementary schools are getting more affected. So, is it good or is it bad?
Well, you're absolutely correct. The elementary schools get affected most, right? Primarily because of the student body is pretty young, right? So they need a lot more resource than usual. They need a lot of hand-holding, and we need a careful programming of the curriculum. Now, the other problem is the elementary school parents are usually young parents. They just started their family. They're the one who needs the most amount of financial support, most amount of support of every kind. So that is why they get affected the most. Young parents with young children, especially if you have smaller the children, the worse the problem affects you.
So your position, can you give us a little bit more depth there? What will bring to us?
Sure. Okay, so this position that I'm running for, there are 15 members of this position in the entire Texas. And they make decision for all the schools in the entire state. It's a very important position. So if you're unsatisfied with, say, a course or the way things are going, and then the first thing you do is you go and complain to the teacher or tell the teacher, and the teacher goes and complains to the superintendent, and then it ultimately goes to the school board. And then you know what the school board says?
If teacher does it.
If teacher does that. Yeah. Right. They try to make you go away first,
Yeah.
And then ultimately when you reach the school board level, they will tell you their hands are tied because the main instructions came in from the state level. And that's the position I'm running for at the state level. So at the state level, that position has many functions, mostly it's written on their website, but just like any other job, you just don't do what's listed in your job, right?
Mhm.
You do more than that. That's what a leader is about.
Mhm.
So mainly here, I will be the leader, your voice in your community. So if you have a problem with, say, your school is not receiving finance or something, you come to me. You have access to me because we have the same cultural background, the same understanding. I have little children as well. My oldest is 9, the youngest is 3. So you can see I have 5 children. So I'm very heavily vested and I understand. So this position controls $48 billion of financing that goes to all schools. And the last 28 years, the extreme right or white supremacists, we call them, they've been controlling it. And guess what? They didn't tap into that money at all. They're reinvesting it. Huge amount of money. And that money is not going to raise your taxes. It was designed by the Constitution so that you could go and tap into it for times like this when we have crisis. That's the first thing I'm going to go and fix. And the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fix the science and technology curriculum, which is up for review next year. Now, remember, when you fix those science and technology curriculum, if you make a mistake, it's not you can go and fix them next day. Once you are done, it's set for 10 years.
Wow.
So it is very crucial you have somebody fix it in the right place.
So you're stuck for 10 years.
Yes, you're stuck for 10 years. And then they also have the social studies. And social studies is where they have the cultural aspect of it. So if you go to any of those cultural books in there that they have, you will hardly see any history about South Asians, just a footnote. Yet, we're almost 40 to 50% in the entire Frisco area, in entire DFW area. We pay taxes. Do we not deserve to be mentioned more than just a footnote?
I know.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I can fix and I will fix.
So it might not be in your position. I don't know if it is. So as you know, in New York and many places now, the Eid is a holiday and school is off. So is there any chance, you guys can pitch in anywhere and then get that done for Texas?
Absolutely. That is the whole point of the cultural part of it. Right now, no South Asians or no one ever ran for that position or was ever elected in the position. So which means that no decision ever whether or not Eid would be holiday can ever be made in there. That's the mission part of it. When I get elected, you will have your voice. I celebrate Eid too with my children. I would like it to be a holiday as well, just like any other holidays. And I pay taxes. You pay taxes. You deserve your Eid. Yes, absolutely. We can make that change. School boards alone cannot do it, but that position can do.
So, Bondhura, we're going to ask him more questions and stuff. So, as you know, all the things that he's saying, there is these all affects our lives, our kids' lives.
Yes, listeners, these are the local election, how important it is. Like Alex was explaining, these directly affect you, your children, your family. National election, always important, but it does not directly affect you. These things, daily basis affect you. So you have to come up with your voice, and vote is your voice. If you don't vote, you cannot complain. Take 5 minutes. Early vote doesn't take more than 5 minutes. I don't know anywhere it takes more than 5 minutes. You go, get out, you vote. You bring your friends, you bring your family, you vote. At least you go vote and then vote. You do your homework, you do the right thing and you vote. But that's the most important thing is vote. So we're going to play a song, and
Poll is open today. It's until 4 p.m. 7 until 7 p.m. Saturday is the day to go. Hey, do your grocery, eat, and go.
Yeah, so Bandura, you guys are listening. Okay, sorry about that. You are listening to Radio Adda. We come every Saturday between 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are going to be going on break shortly, so I don't want to say too much. But all I just want to say that go vote. if you don't vote, you don't have any right to say anything after the election day, because that's the only time you can say something and your voice matters.
I mean,
So-
I guess you can say, but it doesn't have any
It
value.
doesn't have any value. Why you say it? So please go vote. It doesn't matter which candidate you go choose for it, but do your civic duty. Go for it. So let's listen to the song. We're going to go on break shortly, and after that, we'll come and talk. So please go vote. It doesn't matter which candidate you go choose for it, but do your civic duty. Go for it. So let's listen to the song. We're going to go on break shortly, and after that, we'll come and talk. Go vote. It doesn't matter which candidate you go choose for it, but do your civic duty. Go for it. So let's listen to the song. We're going to go on break shortly, and after that, we'll come and talk.